Station calling and wishing good afternoon. Say again, call sign.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Victor Tango Papa Romeo Mike.
Victor Tango Papa Romeo Mike. Invictus Control. Good afternoon. How are you doing, Prem?
I'm doing pretty well, sir. How are you?
Very good. Good to know. Good to hear. Hmm. Prem, text me your date and time of exam on our personal chat.
Sure.
Who else? Students? वो कहते हैं ना मूवीज में स्वागत नहीं करोगे तो यहाँ पे क्या मीट एंड ग्रीट नहीं करोगे. दिस इज योर फर्स्ट लेक्चर, फर्स्ट लाइव क्लास of your final prep towards your upcoming examinations. One of the most important and tricky exam, but not difficult for sure. All stations, all stations. How do you read?
Radio 5, Victor Tango, November, Kilo Charlie.
Radio 5, Victor Tango, Alpha Lima India.
Radio 5, Victor Tango, Juliet Hotel Alpha.
Students, I hope everybody can hear me. Settle down. I think a couple of students are yet to join. I really appreciate everyone who's on time and who's proactive to call and check. I'm really impressed. I can see your earnestly to learn, and it's a rare commodity. So I'm happy to see we have that. Students who have not messaged and called, of course, mutually you are in the understanding that, yeah. So that is also good. I'm missing one station, I guess. Who am I missing? Who's not? I hope everyone can hear me. Meet, are you there? I think I've not got a reply from you. Okay. So Sahil is here. Okay. Farhan is here. Nakul is here. And Prem is here. We'll start with your doubts, students. So please get ready with your doubts. Please raise your hands and tell me what are the doubts that we are yet to resolve. Check your chat history. Generally, that is the place where you have been posting doubts, right? See whatever unresolved doubts we have. Keep them ready and quickly discuss them and get it out of our way. I'll start with a few questions and try your best to answer those questions. Questions that are important for your upcoming exam. See, it's very important uh, that we are clear with everything. So that's all that there is about. So the first question is, these answers you can give me on your Zoom chat. You can raise your hands or yeah, both ways. Hmm. So we have Priyam, Farhan, Nukul, Chetan. Chetan, you're not responding. And please remind me of your call sign.
Hi, sir. Sorry, actually, I was in my office, sir, so I couldn't respond you. So my call sign, I'll be taking up Victor Tango Charlie Hotel Eco.
I think you already have a call sign. Use the same one which was pre-assigned to you earlier.
No, sir. Actually, this is my first session.
Okay. Okay. Couple of students have not joined. Chetan, drop me a message on WhatsApp. Message your call sign as well. It's not your first lecture. You have studied a lot, I guess, already. No, you haven't started any lecture from the course, is it?
Yeah, I've started, sir, but I took a gap. It's almost like more than 6, 7 months. So I had a short gap.
The gap doesn't matter.
Yes, sir.
Go through chat history. See.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Meet we couldn't send. Meet is waiting. I think. Yeah, bad. See if it's only part one, or had you also begun part two lectures? I think I have record of you till finishing part one lectures. Hmm. See, students, I'm personally invested in your learning. So, be it a year, be it 6 months, be it 2 years, I remember everything. And if I cannot quickly recall, then I have a system to find it. The effort is made in a way that whenever you come back to studies, your job to come back could be easier and quicker. Like, it's my personal effort to do that. So, if you want that, then you can discuss with me and I will tell you how to quickly get back to that level of learning that you had done. Maybe finish the course earlier or maybe done whatever, wherever you were. Like, I'll give you a few techniques, you try that. And if it doesn't work, then I'll give you another set of techniques. So you won't have to give in the whole 50, 40 hours into lectures. You would be able to do everything within 5 to 7 hours also. It'll save you a lot of time. So as an instructor, I'm here to instruct. Try to follow. Otherwise, if you would like to start everything from scratch, then you can give me an update about the same. I don't mind. Victor Tango, Mike Echo Tango, in Victor's control, how do you read?
Read you 5, sir. How do you read?
Read you 5. Chetan, rename yourself on Zoom with your call sign.
Yes, sir, I'm doing it.
Meet, I'm so sorry. I was just waiting for you only, and I didn't realize that you did not get the link. I'm very sorry for that.
No, sir, no problem. That's fine.
Yeah, it's good that you rechecked again. Yeah, we started a little late because I was finished on the session, and I hope it's no trouble to students. But your job is to stick to that schedule and time, and whenever, if there's any delay in the lecture, you just revise and gather your doubts and questions and sit to study. Use that time to study, is my understanding. So I will know that no time is wasted. Okay. So sometimes it's just too bright for me, so I have to use shades. Otherwise, it really affects. Okay. So, Meet, the whole point is that please gather your doubts, everyone. Raise your hands and we'll discuss doubts quickly. Don't tell me later on that your doubts were not cleared, students. I'm telling you right now. So, gather all your doubts, ensure they are shared on our study chat, and just go through the history. You can re-highlight them, gather them. You can put in your doubts on Zoom chat also. Okay. Okay. So let's get started. Priyam, what are your doubts? Get started.
Sir, basically the time mentioning, like any kind of question, like what is the time on the hour, IST, UTC, anything like it. Just I've read a lot of stuff on the PDF or the answer sheets, but nothing got me clarified, like how to put up or how to mention the time and stuff. So, like the questions related to the time thing. What is the time on the hour? Give me your time thing. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Time mentioned in RT will follow the UTC timings. Okay, coordinated what? Universal time. Universal, the Zulu time as we call it. Time on the hour means present hour should be followed. Basically, that could be considered as the local time that is being followed in that area, or UTC is being followed if you are into that time zone. Now, there's this one question that keeps coming in the examination for which students don't get any reference, and I understand where this question is coming from. So, try to see students if you have the understanding of what is time should be reported in UTC, and generally, as per the manual, it is okay if you don't mention the hour, you can mention just the minutes also. The present hour could be understood mutually. So let's take an example. Right now, if the time is 1357 and I do a time check, I say Victor Tango Alpha, correction, Invictus Control, Victor Tango Alpha Lima Kilo, request time check. So I'll say Victor Tango Alpha Lima Kilo, Invictus Control, time now 57 minutes, or time now 57, like this. Now, what is that 57? It's present hour plus 57 minutes. Now, that present hour we need to be aware about. We will know it's the 13th hour of the day. 1 3 1 3 13th hour of the day. This is the only input given to you in the manual. Above that, they have said, or you can say time now 1357 hours, or time now 1357. Or without the mention of numbers, then we have seen a repeated answer time now on the hour. This is something that generally is said that goes with the examiners. So see if this information can help you clarify your doubts and try to push and create an answer or make an answer out of it, and then continue with the further discussion on this. So Prem, you must have already known what I have said. Based upon this information, how do you go about clearing the doubt? This is it. This is the information we have to clear the doubt. So how do we make the most out of it? That's the whole point in concern. Let's say we don't have anything else. We have only this much. So how do we come up with an answer? There has to be an answer.
Yes, sir. I mean, I know the LMT, UTC, and like how it goes, but there are some questions wherein like there are two types of answer. First, they say time is on the hour like this way, and the other is like if the time is mentioned, how to put it into the words or how to give the calls for that. So it was just that confusion that has to be cleared. I'll give you the example on WhatsApp what I'm talking about exactly. I'll go through it and.
No one do it now ना अभी कर रहे हैं ना आगे नहीं push करना है इसको तो time will be read in hours and minutes in individual numbers. There's no other way to read out the time. If examiner asks you say your birth date in RT, what will you say birth date in RT? So you make it into a call, and wherever there are numbers, justify the numbers with the way you have learned the numbers. So if it is, let's say, 1st January 2025, then you'll say that reporting birth date 01/01/2025. Now that is the time format, date, month, year. Now this is the only thing you could do in this situation. How else would you give your birth date to anybody else? If there is 9, you'll say 9er. Now there are two examples given to you in the manual for time. Okay, I'll just read them out to you. Everybody, please focus. Whenever transmitting time is required, you have to only use the minutes of the hour. Normally, each digit should be pronounced separately. Whenever there is a possibility of a confusion to happen, you should also mention that time. It is similar to our call signs. Generally, our call signs could be first letter and the last two letter as well. But if chances are for confusion, then we individually read out all letters. So focus on this also. And whatever question you have in concern, please share right now. Zoom chat would be better when we are doing it in Zoom. And plus, don't just disregard what sir is giving as a reply if you don't get a spoon-fed answer, students. The answer could be in what sir is saying, otherwise sir would not say these things. So work on them, understand, establish to ensure you have done it accurately. We're not, so please focus on that as well. Okay, I'm just concerned, so I'm sharing this. Here, another example that we have got is with respect to pilots could request for the time check with required specific air traffic controllers. The checks should be given to the nearest half minute. Nearest half minute. Nearest half minute. Half minute is 30 seconds. If your time in seconds is less than 30, then the nearest is half minute. It's not the full minute. If your time in seconds is 45 seconds, 46 seconds, 46, 47, then it's the full minute. So if I have an example, let's say time 01, 10, and 25 seconds. So the nearest half minute would be half. That's where the half comes from. So I'll say time now 01, 01 and a half. So whenever your seconds is less than half a minute, you will say half. So there the time gets reported in hours, minutes and seconds also. And if your time seconds is more than 30 but less than 45, still nearest half minute could be half. But as it goes, little above 45, 46, it could be full. So my time then would be, so if my time then 010145, then the nearest half would be the full minute. So I'll say time now 0102 instead of 0101 and a half. So the half mentioned there is half a minute when we are considering the seconds element of my time. Nobody knows this. This is the first time I'm discussing this in class, students. Many students are waiting for this doubt to be cleared. And please make a note of it. Yes, Priyam, carry on with the discussion.
Yes, sir. I mean, it just cleared the air right now. Like, I was always confused about this half thing and close to the minute thing. So I got it now. I understand.
Wonderful. Can you rephrase?
Yeah, I mean, so we have to choose the nearest half. I mean, the example that I gave, for example, it's less than a minute or like less than 40, less than 1 minute. So like 0101 and half, which is like 1 hour, 1 minute and 30 seconds. And if it's close to like more than 30 or like close to 45, the nearest minute is like full complete. So like 0102. So like 1 hour, 2 minutes, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, got it, sir. Now.
Students, are we following Nukul, Sahil, Meet? Are we following? Especially students having exam. Are we following? Yeah, next question, Nukul.
Sir, for slow cabin depressurization is come under the urgency message,
Mm-hmm.
and rapid cabin depressurization comes under the distress condition. So, if it is given in question like you experience cabin depressurization, then what will we choose? Urgency or distress?
See, the benefit of having such a situation come in the exam is that you can actually see what is the next set of events taking place by looking at the next question. So, in this time, you can see based upon the next question what kind of emergency you have got with respect to decompression. Depressurization, if not written slow, then you can generally consider it to be a distress condition to be on the safer side so that you get more attention and you have to have immediate descent request made. So you can say Mayday, 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 uh, so and so control, so and so aircraft, or so and so call sign, experiencing cabin decompression, request immediate descent to flight level 100. Um, then give a position report and passengers on board and other elements and mention request immediate descent experiencing cabin decompression. Simple.
Affirm, sir.
Hmm.
So basically, we will go with the distress if it is not given.
There is a reason we are
Or
going through distress. Yeah, because it's not clear and yeah, we'll go with distress only here. Cabin decompression means okay, it's risky. Simple. It's very risky. You only hardly have what at max 5 or 10 minutes.
yes, sir.
Hmm. What was your understanding, Nukul?
So my understanding, as per, so you have given a solution that if it is not given in a question, then we will go for with the distress situation, and the next question, and it is depend upon the next question also. I have the question paper which is mentioned in the last question number 4. So I think I will go with the distress message in this condition.
Hmm. Um, ठीक है जो आपने समझा है इन्फर किया है ठीक है बट मैंने उसके अलावा भी कुछ बोला है हाउ वी हैव कम टू इट थिंक फ्रॉम सेफ्टी पर्सपेक्टिव स्टूडेंट्स थिंक फ्रॉम एक्चुअल रियल लाइफ सिचुएशन put yourself in the cockpit and then decide what you would do not क्वेश्चन में ये दिया है तो ये करूंगा क्वेश्चन में ये नहीं दिया है तो मैं ये करूंगा no obviously we are doing it under the specifications of the question only. So that is right. Of course, we have to focus on the question. But along with that, we have to put ourselves in the PIC and see what our learning and what our training is guiding us to do. Your instincts will help you in the right direction if your training is correct, if you're followed, like studied properly. This is what I want you all to pick up. I don't know why some students are not focusing on learning this. Please take it in. It will really help you. It will really help you. If you can reach out to grasping this also, then basically you're not leaving anything else to chance. Because this technique in the end helps you help yourself. Because you have put in the hard work, you have put in a lot of hard work in learning and preparing yourself, getting information and knowledge. The reason maybe some of us are finding it difficult to clear the particular question is because we are not doing the way we are supposed to do, but we are doing it just ये दिया है तो ये करना है, ये दिया है तो ये करना है. Because we are so used to learning that way since our childhood. But how you're supposed to actually do is understand the question carefully, then put yourself in the PIC, let all your training come to end in those initial 5 to 10 seconds that you're using to build up the call in your mind. I hope everyone is following. We are still having first time, we are still having students clearing in their first attempts with the same course strategy that everybody else is doing. It's just that they are following all instructions to the point. Trust me. That's the only difference. I'm not doubting anybody's investment in following. I just want you all to not be tricked by your mind. So increase your focus and take the over and above added advantage that you're getting. It's for everyone, okay, students? Don't take it lightly if you're getting a chance. It will only help you. One way or the other, you're going to get there. So I'm not worried. But yeah, in our class, it's our job. Good question and good resolution with respect to good discussion. So Nukul, give me a brief about your understanding.
So, as per the situation, we will uh, take a distress call or urgency call. Um, if it is depend upon the what will be the next situation is going on, and if it is not given, it is not mentioned, it is slow or rapid decompression, so then we will go with the distress situation.
And why are we going for the distress situation here?
So because cabin depressurization is a very we could say uh, it may be a very serious concern with the aircraft and passenger also. So it might be only we will have the less time to react on this situation, so we will go we will go with the distress situation, so in this cabin depressurization.
As a pilot in command, as the commander of the aircraft, you can begin with that. I think it would be best if I took first priority and got my plane first on flight level 100 and then emergency landing at the nearest aerodrome. Second वो होगा हमारे लिए फिर. Okay. Good
Yes.
job, Nukul. Good job. I'm really happy to hear that. Good. Good. That's all it takes. See, since this is not easy, nobody does this in aviation. I'm just telling you. It's not easy to learn also this way. It's not easy to even teach this way. To help you understand your line of thought and try and change that. Nobody does that. This is the reason why, everybody just does mugging up, because it's in their way foolproof and easy. Everybody can do it. That's not learning. So good. Please take effort, students. Every day when you'll fly an aircraft, you'll be taking an effort only. It doesn't come easy. Good job. Next question, Victor Tango Alpha Lima India.
Sir, the Alpha control and Charlie control.
So whenever there are questions and doubts which are there taught in the class, but you get during revision, my first concern is that how can you miss out on something like this? So that being said, we should be careful that we don't lose attention in our classes. Coming back to what is alpha and Charlie control, alpha control, Charlie control, for the sake of our exams, we assume that they are control areas that are not regulated by civil aviation air traffic services, but they are regulated by defense. It could be Air Force, it could be Army, military. So we assume that their call signs could go by the name Alpha Control, Bravo Control, or Charlie Control. So in places on your charts where you see there are places or routes or aerodromes which are not under any TMA, there, if you find your aircraft, then you can try and communicate with the defense control, and the hypothetical control call sign is Charlie Control or Bravo Control or Alpha Control, like that. It will not be mentioned on the chart. Maybe they can in the next set of exams if charts are updated. So we make an assumption, and it's a mutual understanding with the examiners also. This happens on VHF because we're talking about control. When it comes to HF FIR region, all areas are covered under FIR regions. So Charlie control is defense control. This area is there near Srinagar on your charts. This area is there near Agra on your charts, that area. It's not always compulsory to talk to Charlie or Alpha control. If you have a place where you don't have control in between, but you have Delhi control and you have Nagpur control. But in between, there is a place near Gwalior and Agra and Lucknow that you don't have any control. So once you cross the Nagpur TMA, assume you're flying from Nagpur to Delhi. Once you cross Nagpur TMA, continue talking to Nagpur up to halfway, and then talk to the next VHF control that you are going to go to, even though you are not in their range. So partially you can speak to Nagpur and then partially you'll talk to Delhi. If Nagpur and Delhi are not talking to you and you are in that area where no other TMA exists, then Charlie Control will be talking to you. It will depend whether Delhi and Nagpur can take care of you. If not, then defense will be taking care of all aircrafts during that time frame. Maybe because the time must be sensitive for security persons, or maybe they'll have their own, what do we say, or maybe they'll have their own exercises going on or missions going on. So this is where Charlie Control and Alpha Control come from. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Does it make sense?
Sir, one thing that VIR restricted and prohibited areas, Alpha and Charlie comes into restricted or prohibited.
If, see, the whole of Alpha or Charlie will not be restricted or prohibited, but in order to understand, we can consider they could be restricted, not prohibited. If they were prohibited, then you would not be allowed to fly over them at all. So here we need to clarify our understanding of what is a danger area, what is a restricted area, and what is a prohibited area. Check the definition and you'll get an answer to more clarity, students. You know where to find the definitions. Please share screenshots. If you're not clear, if you've not studied, then please share proof that you have read them. Okay? Everybody in class, it's a very important topic. They can ask it to you in part 2 Viva, or maybe sometimes in question number 5 for part 1 exam. It is highly probable and possible. So, chances of a Charlie or Alpha control coming under restricted or prohibited area would be based upon what you see on the chart. If your route is under Alpha Charlie control, whatever, defense control, and if that route or a particular station that you're going to overfly has a mention of VIR or VAR or VAD or VAP in a small rectangle, generally they are three-sided areas. They try to make it in three, not four, if you have noticed, or maybe it's a quadrant, or maybe it's a triangle. Then, if it's overlapping, then you can say it's a restricted or prohibited area. If somebody is asking a trick question, then probably it could be a restricted area if you are still flying over Charlie. Restricted means you have certain restrictions to fly. You respect the restrictions and you fly. Prohibited is complete prohibition of flying. Danger is you have to exercise caution, avoid flying if you can, because it's safety-wise danger, not law-wise danger. Restricted and prohibited is regulatory restrictions. Danger is safety restriction. It's like that. I hope you're following, students. Victor Tango, Alpha
Yes,
Lima
sir.
India, please acknowledge. Please acknowledge. Tell me what is the understanding of the question. What is Charlie? What is Alpha? Control.
Yes, sir. The defense control based on the location, restricted or prohibited.
Sorry, say again.
Restricted or prohibited based on the area or the route.
What is Charlie control and Alpha control?
Defense control.
Controls not regulated by ATS service units, air traffic service units, ATSUs, catering to commercial aviation. Like, remember, be clear, students, use keywords. आपको मैंने कितने बार बोला है, ज़्यादा बोलना है, स्पेसिफिकली बोलना है. ये प्रैक्टिस अभी हो रही है, ये प्रैक्टिस पार्ट 2 वाइवा में काम आएंगी आपको. You have to comply, students. Whenever you're expected to give a good reply or acknowledgement, you cannot end with one word or two word or three word. You'll actually be, in a way, giving yourself negative points. ऐसा हो जाएगा फिर. So be very careful and follow instructions and do the needful. It's a very good question, students. When I remember when we were studying and we didn't understand what was Charlie control. We didn't understand till a point we actually understood what it was. And once we understood, it stuck with us for the rest of our lives. It's a simple thing. So it's very important we understand. The question that Victor Tango Alpha Lima asked, Alpha Lima India asked, that um, whether it's restricted or prohibited, I really like the question. Interesting. If you come across a solution which says otherwise, please discuss that with me. Show that to me, sir. आप ये बोल रहे हैं, but मुझे नहीं यहाँ ये पढ़ा है, क्या follow करना है? Don't just finish it there. So please, Priyam and Nukul and Victango Alpha Lima India, if your answers are different from what you have seen, please share that with me and clarify. Don't be like, अरे सर ये बोल रहे हैं, ये बोल रहे हैं, ठीक है मेरा हो गया, अब मैं नहीं पूछूंगा. You'll still be stuck. Where to go, what to follow, and what if you follow that and that is wrong? What if you follow this and maybe this was wrong, that was right? Did we clarify? We didn't. Why not? Because we didn't discuss this with sir. ऐसा है. So please do that, okay? हर चीज मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ वो आप करोगे ना, आपका रिजल्ट कोई नहीं छीन सकता आपसे, अदर देन ह्यूमन एरर जो आप वहाँ कर जाओगे गलती से, कि एंग्शियस हो गए एंड वो हो गए एंड ये हो गए एंड डर गए एंड कुछ गड़बड़ हो गई हमारे साथ. वो होता है ना, बड़े से बड़े क्रिकेटर्स फर्स्ट बॉल पे आउट हो जाते हैं, वैसा. It's just like this, students. Don't gauge yourselves on number of attempts. Think all great stars sometimes they give flops, and all great cricketers we know they don't perform for a long time. Still, they are greats and they will be greats. Nobody steals away their career from them for one performance, but one good performance makes their life. So this is how our industry is. They don't judge you on your bad performance or less than par performance so quick. They give you time. They give you time to grow. So for us, we need to realize, okay, what's left? Everybody's giving me time. What's left? Nobody's saying you didn't clear. Now you can never enter aviation again. No, why? You prove yourself. Give one good performance. You are clear for the rest of your life. RT is yours. Papers are yours. License is yours. Medical is yours. Job is yours. So it's actually easy. Please shift your mindset, students. I'm trying to give you something that I've never given before so that you also get better things more than what you already have. Next questions. We have Victor Tango, Sierra Delta, India. Students appearing for Delhi exam, please message me your exam dates and time. I'm reminding again, कुछ लोग late आए हैं इसलिए. And Chetan, you have not renamed yourself. See, Chetan, if you're on job on site, I'll not force you to attend the class. Do not multitask. I can give you access to the lecture. You can do the lecture later also. I'm just
No, sir. Actually, I'm just listening the lecture, but I can't communicate. That's it. But I'm still taking notes. Whatever is going on, I'm taking notes on it.
So if you're doing so much, then why can you not communicate? What's the whole point of having a live session if it's not on interactions?
Thing is, I'm with the office space, sir. That's the thing.
So don't do that. Aviation, we
Okay.
cannot risk things. I appreciate this, but you are doing a job there. What if this thing reduces your performance, and what if small error leads to a big accident? This is how all accidents happen, students.
Okay, sir.
I mean, I'm just saying, I won't stop you from doing it, but it will be like, can you fly two planes at the same time, students? No, we cannot. Can we be in two boats at the same time? We cannot. Aviation, we cannot risk. Yeah, you can say, sir, I can do it. I want to do it. Let me do it. It's my responsibility. Yeah, definitely. After having said this, after having you being aware that, okay, don't lose caution there also, here also. Here, it's not big of a problem because we're not going to get into incidents and accidents because any which way the exam is not tomorrow. There, in life, field, and environment where we are working, it could go wrong. Now, if you're not in an area where safety is an issue due to your negligence, if in case that happens, then it's fine. If you're thinking, sir, आप इतना क्यों सोच रहे हो आगे का? It's the first law of human factors, Murphy's law. If anything can go wrong, it will. And this is what makes aviation safe. So that's our philosophy to follow. Still, you're doing a lot of interaction, so I'm happy comparatively. But rename yourself on Zoom at least. I'm waiting for it.
I have renamed it, sir. It is already renamed.
It is not.
Okay, sir. I'll double check it again, sir. Sure.
Sure.
Yes.
Love the energy. Don't let what I say make you lose your confidence thinking sir is criticizing or sir is angry. Don't be like that, students. Couple of students have stopped attending lectures and they have informed me or not informed me after 6 months saying that, sir, you shouted at me and that's why. I'm like, what? Like, you should have told me then. Shouting because your attention is not there. Y'all don't be like that, okay? Please. What was it? Charlie Hotel Echo, right?
Yes, sir. Charlie Hotel Eco.
Shall I have done the needful for you? Hmm. Victor Tango Alpha Lima India, more questions, right? Quickly discuss. I think you had more questions. And Prem, is that all? Do you not have more questions?
So to be honest with you, I was preparing for NAV. Now, when it's I'm about to do the RT practice, so the questions may arise once I start practicing it because I was off RT since a lot of time. Like the part one, part two, I got it covered. Like I have the questions and stuff. So yeah, at the moment, time was the one thing, and later if anything comes up, I'll definitely let you know soon.
Okay, fine, no problem. Okay, thanks for explaining. मेरा वही पॉइंट था कि और कुछ है तो आपने अच्छे से बता दिया. Good. Surya, doubts that are unresolved or doubts that are new, both. That's what I'm asking. And put your queries on Zoom chat, students. Have you forgotten how to use Zoom chat? You can at least send me messages.
Okay, sir.
And Victor Ango Alpha Lima India,
Sir,
क्वेश्चंस भी स्पेसिफिकली पूछने की आदत डालो प्लीज. मैं बता रहा हूँ आपको, ये चीज पे काम कर लोगे ना. मैं बता रहा हूँ ना, आप अभी यहाँ हो, आप यहाँ चले जाओगे. मजाक नहीं कर रहा हूँ मैं. यू हैव टू पुश. यू ऑलरेडी हैव सो मच ऑफ टैलेंट एंड पोटेंशियल. फिक्स दिस. वर्क ऑन इट. डोंट बी सो स्टबर्न.
सर वो रनवे के एंड में जो एम्प्टी ग्राउंड था ना,
हम्म.
वो पॉइंट के बारे में.
हम्म. सो रनवे runway distances. Who all are aware of runway distances and who are not? Let me know. If you all don't know, if you have not studied it, so I'll share a picture with you. And basically, clearway, stopway are the names of the places. We have takeoff distance available, takeoff run available, landing distance available. These are few nomenclatures for each and every runway. So, yeah. So there are questions asked on them. It's a very simple and easy thing. Generally, we do it in navigation performance. So I think if it's not covered in any of the lectures, then we can give it as added notes. So yeah, आप लिख के रखो clear way, stop way. वो ये key points लिख लो एक बार. उसके basis पे it will be easy to find reference. I'll be sharing that with you. वो पढ़ना text and समझ में आया ठीक, नहीं फिर doubt पूछना मुझे.
Yes, sir.
One more thing, Nukul and everyone else, do we have understanding of the location of aerials for ILS components, glide path, localizer, and marker beacons? So glide
Affirm,
path,
sir.
yeah. Glide path, is it near departure end or touchdown end? Where is it?
Sir, it's near touchdown and
Near
glide path.
touchdown.
Yes. On the right or the left?
Sir, it may be right or left. It is 300 feet from threshold and a beam of touchdown 200 feet.
Wonderful. So we first need to know the runway marking properly, which is there in your part 2 textbook. Okay, so Victor Tango Alpha Lima India, first check the runway. In that, understand the runway. If I'm landing like this is where the touchdown zone is. Okay, so let's say that this is my runway. So, okay, I'll show you from this point of view. So I'm going to land from here, okay, landing, and departure would be entering here and then taking off. So I'm going to land from here. So this is the threshold. If from my end, this will be the threshold. 300 feet from the threshold inside and 200 feet abeam. Somewhere here or somewhere here on the right or the left will be my glide path. It's like a small hut, red and white in paint. So glide path will be here. Understand the function of glide path. Glide path has to give you a very good glide slope to maintain where you automatically touch the wheels of the landing gear at the required point, which is the touchdown zone. Okay. So if you are on the right glide path, your instruments will show you the correct way, correct thing to maintain, and you'll automatically be not missing out the landing point. Otherwise, if you don't have these instruments, then for you to land would be like for you to shoot a dart at a very fast pace in the bullseye, which is very difficult. The international dart competitions, they happen where the distance is less than a few meters only. That's how they have accuracy. Our pilots, it's a big thing, it's a very different thing. Something in adventure base jumping or some base jumping, people have to land at a specific point. That aiming is very difficult. They don't have instruments, it's all manual. Here we have instruments. So glide path does that to aim perfectly at the glide path at the best slope possible, which is generally 3 degrees. So it will be near the touchdown zone only always because that's where we are going to touch down. Second thing, localizer. Localizer is to help maintain my aircraft on the center line of the runway. That center line has to be maintained from the threshold and touchdown point till the point I reached to near the other end or my taxiway. So I need to cover the whole ground of the runway. Understand I'm landing like this. So for me, the localizer would be on the departure end of the runway, this side, localizer aerials, so that they will cover the whole runway. So localizer will be on the departure end. Glide path will be near this, just the way exactly accurately Nukul explained. And marker beacons. For marker beacons, I will just twist my runway like this. My aircraft is landing like this. So this is how I'll be maintaining my glide path. Okay, like this, touchdown and landing. So my marker beacons will be somewhere here, here, and here. Inner marker, middle marker, outer marker. They'll just tell me my position confirmation in reference. It's basically cross-checking your actual distance from the runway. If you're aligned with outer marker, you would already know what the distance is. Check, check, check. And you have certain altitudes to maintain at each marker. Check, check, check. There are color codes and audio tones for these marker beacons. Generally, outer marker now is not used much in all areas, but it will be used in a lot of areas as well. So generally, when you study approaches, generally you have middle marker and inner marker because they have become more narrow now, approaches. So these are 3 aerials for ILS segments. Coming to VOR and DME, VOR and DME are circular aerials, one like this and one like this. We have our fixed aerial and we have our variable aerial. Fixed aerial and variable. It is not like transponder. Transponder aerials or antennas. Aerial is antenna. They actually move. They have a hyperbolic dish and they move. VOR antennas, they don't move. They just have transmitters in all 360 degrees and signal is sent one by one through all points. So one is a fixed, one is a variable. Remember the frequencies of all students. What is the frequency of reference signal? What is the frequency of variable signal? What is phase difference, lead and lag? It's a very simple thing. I can help you clear these doubts in enriching sessions. Okay. So revise, study, and then if you have some confusions, you can give me a list of points and I'll do a quick study session for those. Quick, rapid fire, very nice. And then there'll be no questions, just easy way for you to understand those things in the end. Because I want you all to clear the exam in the attempt that you're giving, irrespective of whether it's been 15 days, 20 days, or 6 months. Are you following Victor Tango Alpha Lima India and everybody else?
Yes, sir. One more doubt, sir.
Can you first acknowledge whether we have understood
Yes, sir.
location of
Understood.
antennas?
Yes, sir. Position.
Can you rephrase?
The glide path Glide slope antenna is 300 feet from threshold and 200 feet abeam from
Into
the
in from yeah into in the runway, okay, not away from the runway.
into the
बी वेरी केयरफुल या नुकुल, बहुत इम्प्रेसिव लगा मुझे कि आपने इस पे ये क्लैरिटी डेवलप की है. वेरी इम्प्रेसिव, गुड जॉब. ठीक है, आस्क मी द अदर क्वेश्चन क्विक.
so the VOR working, it gives the omnidirectional at the magnetic north and the stopwatch starts. Is that actually the correct answer?
Sorry, say again.
The VOR gives
Mm-hmm.
the omnidirectional signal at magnetic north and the compass starts, and then the aircraft receives the signal at the respective radial.
Yeah, what's the relationship of compass here? Everything else is correct, what you're saying.
Not
What do you...
by mistakenly, the stopwatch.
Yeah, so rephrase the accurate statement again. Everybody listen, okay?
Hmm.
The language that he's using is very different and it could be resourceful for everyone. The way Victor Tango Alpha Lima India is asking and discussing these points, you have to cross check whether you understand or not. These are all essential points. And please feel free to share your inputs also on the same. Yeah, please carry on. Rephrase with accuracy.
So the VOR station
Uh-huh.
gives the omnidirectional signal at the magnetic north, all the
Mm-hmm.
radials, and when
Mm-hmm.
the aircraft receives the omnidirectional reading, the stopwatch starts, and the for every 1 degree it gives reading, and when aircraft receives it gives the reading at the instruments.
So the
Like
stopwatch and time thing, don't let it confuse you.
yes, sir.
Uh, what do we say? Every instrument and radio navigation system somewhere will have time keeping. Here we have to include that the radiation out from your VOR ground stations is not just through one aerial, it's through two aerials.
Mhm.
So one aerial, it radiates in all directions at the same time. That's the fixed signal. All. So there are single individual transmitters aligned like a flower and it radiates in all. Then there is a rotary radial inside one, concentric with the others one. The rotary radial transmits a single directional signal. Directional means going in one lobe, directional antennas. So if this is that signal, this is that aerial. So right now it will transmit north and then turning north 360, 010, 020, 030, 040. Like this, it will sweep. At one point, it will be transmitting only at one particular radial or magnetic track out from the station, which are the same things. So now, there will be two signals. If my fixed signal is always radiating in all directions, just like NDBs. NDBs also radiate in all directions. Remember, the frequencies are different, modulation would be different, everything else would be different. Non-directional beacons are actually omnidirectional radio beacons only. We call them non-directional because they are not going to give you any direction. They are giving you all directions. That's why we need a sense antenna in the ADF receiver to figure out whether I have to go to the station or come from the station. Second thing, coming back to VOR, one fixed signal radiates everywhere. The variable signal will radiate one time each. The difference between the phase gives us the radial. So right now, if this variable signal is radiating in 045, so it will be radiating at 045, and my fixed signal is almost radiating all the time. So the phase difference will be 045 only. If your aircraft is on 045 bearing, then it will be able to sense it, otherwise it will not be able to sense it. So it all depends where the aircraft is. Wherever the aircraft is, with respect to the ground station, you'll get that bearing from the station, which is magnetic bearing, also called as radial. Okay, nothing else from the station. So if I am the magnetic north, I am the ground station, all radio ground stations are aligned with magnetic north only, students. But navigation charts have true north. Remember this. So if I'm the ground station and if this is north, so this is my magnetic north. If your aircraft has departed, an aircraft is flying like this away from me, so you will be on a radial 360 or 000 when it's same from me, who is the ground station. If your aircraft is flying in this direction, then you'll still be on the radial 000 or 360 flying to. The only change would be from to the radial will be the same. Now going clockwise from north, this is 090 east for me. So any aircraft here would, whether coming in or whether going out, will be on the same radial. The only difference would be either to or either from. Exactly, if there is any aircraft over me, then it will be overhead the VOR. There is a slight cone of confusion happening in VOR stations. So that will happen where you might not receive any signal. So there are provisions made for that. On this side, behind, ahead, everywhere else, I'll be on certain magnetic radial only, either to or either from. And we get the magnetic radial on basis of phase difference. The phase difference is designed in simple way that it is all aligned with your basic magnetic directions. Nothing else. If my aircraft is here, if my aircraft is diagonally going here, like this, so it will be flying by the VOR. At first, it will be at 270, then 310, then 330, then 350, then 360, then 010, then 020, then 030. Half of the time it will be to till the time it's crossing me, then half of the time it will be from, like this. This is all about VR navigation and it's very simple. Even in your navigation exams, if you understand this logic, all you have to do is sketch and see what geometry is helping you come up with the answer. Generally, it's more often than not, it's 1 by 60, or otherwise it's those isosceles triangle wala concept. Are you following, students? So this is the whole history, whole theory behind VOR. This is for you only with respect to the question. There is an RPM given to the aerial of the variable signal. So based upon the RPM, the stopwatch can be used to determine the phase difference between the two signals. So that is where the connect between stopwatch would be. It can be calculated if you have the value, if you know the RPM. RPM is given in your notebooks, textbook, student.
30.
Sorry, say again.
So it's 30 revolution per second.
30 revolutions per second. Revolutions, RPM, revolutions per second, right?
Affirm, sir.
So that signal, that antenna is not like this. The antenna is like this only. It just rotates like this, sweeps, and it radiates in all directions. But the viewer ground station you will see looks like a circle on that, a top circle like this. And most times, a DME ground station will be co-located with VOR. So those are two antennas in one. VOR DME co-located antennas. Okay, students, remember, understand, go back to your notes, read, study, and see whether it helps you understand it in a better way. Victor Tango Alpha Lima India, are you following?
Yes, sir. Understood clearly.
Very nice. What you said, that one line has the whole theory
Yes,
of
sir.
VOR. So the relationship with time is also there. You can, one way or the other, time, speed, distance will always be there in navigation. Certain calculations in navigations can be made using simple speed, distance, time calculations also in exams. Certain questions in navigation exam, students, you'll see, will have half of this application, half of that application of concepts. So you have to use a lot of logic and be correct with the basic understanding. The directions are increasing in this side, decreasing this side. What are which directions? What is the theory behind which system? And so on. Victor Tango, Mike Echo Tango, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to ask, what's the difference between general flight and non-scheduled flight?
This question also is a very common question. General flight and non-scheduled flight. There is a thin line between general flight and non-scheduled flight. Can anyone tell me if we have come across definitions while going through so many textbooks that we have shared, including so much? Nukul, Sahil, you have been doing it religiously. Surya, see if you have any questions, doubts. Chetan, if you have any expertise, please share. Chetan, can you describe the difference between general or non-schedule in your own words? Chetan cannot respond. I'm so sorry. Okay. Sahil, Priyam, can you try and describe?
Yes, sir. I mean, I can try for it. I don't know the exact meaning, but I can try. Like journal flying refers to like something which is not scheduled, which is like, for example, you're like flying privately with your friends and family, or like having PPL license, or like having any sort of like business. If you're flying for some any business meetings or corporates, like any instruction flight, like anything which is not scheduled, like any commercial part of that. And non-scheduled flight typically refers like without a fixed schedule. For example, charter services, or something which you haven't been asked to do, but if it's like at a particular minute, you can just hop on in the aircraft and just fly. Like for example, cargo as well. Sometimes cargo. So I believe, if it makes sense, sir.
Meet, what do you think?
Yes, sir. From what he said, I understood that
What who
general.
said? I want your understanding, not under the influence of what Priyam said. आपको क्या लगता है जनरल फ्लाइंग एंड नॉन schedule क्या होगा? In your own words, make a wild guess or a calculated guess. If
I
not on
feel
what he said, yeah.
non-scheduled flights can come under commercial flights as well, but which are not provided a schedule, uh, or yeah, somewhat like that. And general flying can be just, like flying as a hobby or flying with family or friends or something like that.
I mean, more advanced term is like vocational flying. In when it comes to journal, it's subcategorized in a lot of ways. So vocational flying, stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, Meet's example actually is on the right track. One first thing that ideally can come with our mind with logical reasoning is this, that commercial and non-commercial. So general flights could be different than those non-scheduled operators which are flying for fare. So charter planes for hire could be NSOPs. They go by name, non-scheduled operators, NSOPs. And then a big organization might have their own plane, so they could get into general flying. For now, you can understand this difference because they'll not be doing it for remuneration, they'll be doing it for their personal use. So that could be the difference. Um, NSOP is a way you apply as an operator to build business of charter planes. And it's a big business and it's a very respectable business because people who have the resources, their time is very important. So they have to pay a lot of money. One flight from India to London before pandemic was taking 70 lakhs one way. I think it's increased now. So that's NSOP. And if a same owner operator wants to fly their own plane, then that would be under general for now. We can consider this. Rest, it would be great if we can find definitions through DGCA resources published by DGCA. I'm sure somewhere there is an explanation to this. Do a little bit of research, share screenshots. So today I'm giving you two homeworks, two things to do as your homework or your task. In class, though nobody is doing it, so maybe you can do it post class. I want you all to go through the accurate definitions of danger area, prohibited area, restricted area. Generally, if you don't find it anywhere else, students find it in the Bali textbooks. But I would really want you to find it elsewhere, as in from maybe rules of the air, maybe related docs or annexes. See if you can. Or, and the next would be this. See if you can find a written definition between the types of operators, schedule, general, or types of flight. We do know there are 5 types of flight as per the flight plan document. So there is one way where one thing where we do find it. So it will not be difficult for you to find the right resource. Now, anybody who's thinking that, sir, ये तो आप student का काम बढ़ा रहे हो, this is not calm. This is learning. This will make you really very skilled at finding the right information whenever doubt comes to your mind. It's like either giving a fish to a person to eat when they're hungry or teaching them how to fish. It's a very ancient proverb. So a real teacher would not just a real provider or teacher will not give you food. They'll teach you how to gather food. So then you do it on a daily basis on your own. Basically, that's the whole point of education, but I think we have stopped communicating it this way. We learn for 10 to 15 years and 20 years just so that we can make a decent living for us, so that we can get food and shelter and clothing. So it's all about skills. So we are teaching you skills apart from explaining things to increase your knowledge base. बार बार बोल रहा हूँ बिकॉज ये पहला सेशन है. प्लीज अब समझ लो आप लोग ये चीज. Give away all your worry and fear and focus on what is your job right now, and you'll realize that it's a very easy thing to do. Hannah, is it making sense or not? Give me a collective reply, everyone.
Affirm, Victor Tango, Papa Romeo Mike.
Nahi? Please share your thoughts, everyone. Affirm in एक कुछ ज्यादा मांगता हूं तो देना कम कर देते हो आप लोग. ऐसा क्यों? यू आर ऑल मैच्योर सीनियर्स. काफी एक्सपीरियंस है अभी हमारे पास.
Yes, sir, because this type of study and you know and research something else about the aviation on own and discussing with the in groups, so it will very beneficial because it's we can learn also and we can store in our permanent memory as well, so we don't need to you know
Hmm.
revise or look
Hmm.
after every time. So yes, it's beneficial. So one more question,
Mm-hmm.
which is asked in part 2, one of the student, that how the VOR is calibrated.
Mm-hmm.
He was unable to give the answer, but from my experience, I have studied that. So answer would be the VOR is calibrated with taking a reference of um, magnetic north.
That
Is
is
that correct, sir?
that is true. एक वीओआर टेस्ट फैसिलिटी होती है, वीओटी. वो वीओआर टेस्ट फैसिलिटी के बेसिस पे हम एक्चुअली टेस्ट करते हैं सारे वीओआर को. Calibration of VOR is basically we are performing a check whether the VOR is working correctly or not. If not, then we calibrate it to work at the required level of accuracy. We do know that all bearings have general accuracy classifications A, B, C, D, or +2, +5, +10, more than 10 degrees. So lower the number, higher the accuracy. ±2 degrees means the VOR is or the related ground
Yes.
station is very accurate. It means it will give you accuracy up to 1 degree. 1 degree on a great circle is 60 nautical miles. Still, it is not very accurate. Now, if I am even 2 nautical miles here and there with respect to landing, then I can easily crash land. So, even 1 degree, 2 degree accuracy is not great. So, look into VOR, VOT, and yes, it is calibrated in reference to magnetic north. And see if you can find some material. Students, the notes are there. We also have NAV textbooks which are rich in knowledge you can access to go and read. And once you cannot find anything beyond a certain point, do share screenshots to show sir मुझे ये मिला है इसके आगे का नहीं मिला आप बताओ, and then I'll happily quickly tell you everything. But not just magnetic north, you're right, it's magnetic north, but VOR टेस्ट का क्या, उसका भी तो कुछ काम होगा ना. टाइप्स ऑफ VOR में हमने देखा है ना, तो कहीं ना कहीं से इट शुड क्लिक इन आवर माइंड. Are you following, students?
Upam, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Anybody knows what is VOT? VOR for test. Okay, no problem. Any more questions? Are we following? Are we understanding? These are critical questions. I have messaged everyone a question asked by Sahil, and I think couple of more students, or maybe Sahil only, had asked this question to me before. So we'll start with the accurate definition. The question is, what exactly is disposition of aircraft? Generally, disposition as a common word could mean a physical state of something. It is a very versatile word and it has a lot of different meanings in a lot of different settings. Disposition of aircraft generally is dealt with the physical state of the aircraft. But when generally in times of the aircraft having suffered a huge loss of its structural strength. So it comes to a point, it comes in use when you're talking about an aircraft that has met an accident. So when you are going through an accident, you have to salvage what you can. Salvage means save whatever is working, fix whatever has been damaged. Something that cannot be saved or cannot be fixed can be considered as total loss. Okay? That total loss generally means that, okay, it's gone forever. Generally, we try to resurrect an aircraft. Generally, an aircraft has a long lifetime. Okay? But sometimes the accidents are such that the aircraft cannot be repaired. So, if you're giving an aircraft that cannot be repaired and selling it to someone who's intending to use it for operations, so they're playing with lives. Um, this takes me back to that accident that had happened in Mumbai, in Ghatkopar, a small aircraft on maintenance flight from Juhu Airport with couple of technicians and couple of seniors. और वो टेक्नीशियंस तो ऐसे जॉय राइड पे गए थे सिर्फ उनका तो जाना भी नहीं बनता था सो दैट एयरक्राफ्ट दिस कंपनी हैड बॉट फॉर वॉट एवर पर्पज दे नीडेड कमर्शियल सो उसका बहुत बड़ा चेक था फर्स्ट चेक था उसका फर्स्ट या सेकंड चेक था एंड I have not read the report. I'm not sure if it's out. All reports come on DGCA websites once they are out for all accidents. So I don't know if it was engine failure or something else, but they were in line with the runways what we were able to track on our own. But they fell hugely short of the runway. And later on, internally, I got to know I've not validated this information. And internally, I got to know that that aircraft had beyond repair damage before it was sent. Now I'm not sure about it, but that was my last interest into research for that. When I heard that, I took my hands away from that place. So somebody had bought that aircraft as a what there's a term to it now I'm not able to recall, and then they fixed the aircraft. An accident did happen. So coming back to the whole definition, I'll just break down the definition that I've shared with you, disposition of aircraft. This also I've never discussed in class before. So today is the day where you understand you're getting whatever is there left. This study session, question answer session is really very enriching in both ways. You might have only cleared 5 to 7 doubts, but connected to these 5 to 7 doubts are maybe 3 to 4 things more connected to each of them. So 7 5 is 35. We are covering 35 essential areas. And for how much time? Maybe an hour and a half, or maybe two. So understand that instead of just, you know, hungry behind specific doubts so that you can answer in the set of questions that you have prepared. Aisa. So, what does aircraft disposition means? It means that if you are planning to sell an aircraft or transfer the ownership of the aircraft or anything where you are going to change about the aircraft, including if there has been a total loss of the aircraft, that becomes disposition of the aircraft. So disposition of the aircraft covers a few grounds. That it could be a transfer of the aircraft from one country to other country, or maybe one operator to other operator. It could be sale of the aircraft for any reason, including selling the aircraft as uh, scrap, basically, even if the aircraft has suffered a total loss. Or somebody, or not, it's not just all about losses, okay? Or somebody who had leased the aircraft to fly, like mostly all airlines lease aircrafts, now they're interested into buying the aircraft. Okay? All that comes under a part of disposition. The only thing that is not covered under disposition is direct leasing or direct subleasing of the aircraft. So if I am a manufacturer and if I made this plane, if I'm selling this plane to you, it will come under disposition of the aircraft. If I'm transferring my aircraft to someone else, transfer means transfer of ownership here. Then that will be under disposition of the aircraft. Even if I have an interest in buying or transferring, it comes under disposition of the aircraft. Including, now my aircraft is beyond repair. Imagine, lost one engine, lost one, this. Luckily, we have found this engine, students who have been taking lectures with us. वो मिल गया है मुझे engine. So yeah. Anyway, this is just for fun, okay, that I'm saying. Yeah. I need good B1 engineers to fix this. Okay. So B1 and B2 भी चलेंगे, सिखा देंगे. So that sale transfer, including after aircraft suffering total loss. So scrap में भी अगर जा रहा है aircraft, वो भी disposition में आ जाएगा. It will also come under disposition. Or me manufacturing, having leased to this aircraft, and this person who had leased from me, lessee, we call them lessee, wanted to buy this plane from me. कितने दिन रेंट भरेंगे? अब खरीद लेते हैं ना, हमारे पास फंड्स हैं, हमारे बचेंगे पैसे. मे बी लोन लेके हमें खरीदने मिलेगा तो हमारा महीने का ईएमआई नहीं जाएगा, रेंट नहीं जाएगा प्लेन का, बेसिकली. राइट? All will come under disposition of the aircraft. So where is the aircraft going? Disposed of as to where and why. What's the physical state of the aircraft? What purpose will it be used for? All this is under the disposition of aircraft. Only two things that are not under the disposition of the aircraft are these. Me, the manufacturer, I am the owner. I am the manufacturer. I'm just leasing the aircraft to you. So I have leased it to you. It is not disposition. And you are a smart businessman. You don't want to use the aircraft to yourself. You have a monopoly with me that you lease 15 aircrafts every year from me as a guarantee, and then you are giving those 15 aircrafts to other airlines. So you are subleasing those aircrafts. So that subleasing and direct leasing will not be under a part of disposition. Everything else, sale, transfer, or a lessee buying, willing to buy even after aircraft is, and any purchase or transfer even after aircraft has suffered a total loss, all will be under disposition of aircraft. Sahil, acknowledge.
Affirm, sir, I understood that, but actually in rules of air, it has been given that the PIC will have the final authority to the disposition of the aircraft while in command. So
Here, the
here,
word disposition means that all actions, decisions taken on behalf of the aircraft for the aircraft will be the pilot in command's responsibility. Here, the pilot in command will not decide to sell or lease or transfer. Here, the disposition means the actual physical state of the aircraft. So basically, the actual condition of the aircraft is under the responsibility of PIC, that it should not get even a scratch. In our
Roger,
simple automobile terms.
Roger, sir.
See, I could have given that easy question, but you would not have known what disposition is all about. So, Sahil, पहले एक्नॉलेज करो जो सीखा है, फिर ये पॉइंट पे आके क्वेश्चन पूछोगे तो मुझे ज़्यादा अच्छा लगेगा. सीधा बट से आंसर आ रहा है, इसका मतलब हो सकता है चांसेस हैं जो सर ने 15 मिनट की स्पीच दी है वो शायद हमने नज़रअंदाज कर दिया हो या ध्यान नहीं दिया हो, बिकॉज वी डोंट थिंक इट्स इम्पॉर्टेंट. इट माइट बी पार्ट 2 आइवा में ऐसे एक्सप्लेनेशन दे दो, पूछ लिया आपको, दो तीन गलत भी आंसर दोगे तो बेनिफिट ऑफ डाउट विल बी विथ यू बिकॉज दे विल नो दैट या देयर इज समथिंग इन दिस पर्सन.
Negative, sir. I understood that disposition is actually, when we talk about disposition, it can be used in a lot of ways. So when we are selling or we are transferring an aircraft, that comes under disposition, but leasing and subleasing is not covered under disposition of aircraft. Here, in my doubt, in that context, the disposition of the aircraft means the complete control of the aircraft is under the control of PIC while he's in command.
We will replace the first word control in your sentence and say the physical condition of the aircraft is under the responsibility of the PIC. The physical
Roger,
condition of the aircraft. Here, the word physical condition will make more difference. The aircraft should be as it is.
Roger, sir.
Good. Students, doubts? Anyone? Think. Share. किसी किसी को बुरा लग रहा है प्लीज मुझे बताओ. समझ आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है बताओ. सिर्फ नुकुल बोल रहा है कि हाँ सर मुझे तो अच्छा लग रहा है, मेरे को तो फायदा होने वाला है. उसके अलावा किसी ने मुझे कुछ पॉजिटिव फीडबैक नहीं दिया है. पूछ रहा हूँ मैं, इफ थिंग्स आर फाइन और नॉट. इफ नॉट आई विल चेंज समथिंग. इफ यू डोंट टॉक आई विल नॉट नो. We have to have mocks, we have to have practice sessions, and we have to have enriching sessions. If you can pull it off, great. Otherwise, mocks will suffice. If you all don't cooperate, it will not work. My motivation is fed by most of many times your nature basically. Okay, let's have a question and answer round from my end. Do rapid fire and answer in Zoom chat. Quick. Who's first three? I'll see. Question number one. What is the doc for manual of RT? Doc number for manual of RT. I want answers in chat box. Be ready, everyone. Just mention Q1 or 1 point and then give your answer. Okay? तो समझेगा. Your chat history is recorded. Sahil, very quick. Victor Tango Alpha Lima India, wrong. Sahil, correct. Meet, correct. Nukul, correct. Prem, correct. And I think Chetan and Surya have not given the answer. Should I be waiting? So the doc number for manual of RT. If you don't know and if you go in the exam, basically people can make fun of us. This is how the world is. Like, अच्छा तुम लॉ कर रहे हो बट तुमने इंडियन लॉ पढ़ा ही नहीं है. तुम आरटी कर रहे हो, तुमने आरटी की मैनुअल ही नहीं देखी, आरटी की मैनुअल ही नहीं पढ़ी. इट्स डॉक 98432. Everyone, with Triangle Alpha Lima India, change and memorize. Doc 90432. Good job, everyone. First three, just to keep it challenging. Even if you don't care about results, please play along. Okay? संत बन के नहीं बैठना है. So Sahil, Meet and Nukul, congratulations. Good job. And then Prem. चार लोग ने इंटरेस्ट लेके आंसर दिया है एंड अली ने दिया है बस. मिस्टर अली ने. पांच ने दिया है, छठा मैं हूं. दो बच्चे हैं जो इंटरेस्टेड ही नहीं आंसर देने में. अटेंडेंस के कोई मार्क्स नहीं है स्टूडेंट्स. वी हैव टू स्टडी. ओके. Focus on the next question. Which phrase will you use? Which standard phrase will you use when the readback that you give for any clearance or instruction, or anybody gives you a readback of something but gives you an incorrect readback. So, which standard phrase would you use? Prem, this is question number 2. आपने 1 लिखा है. चलेगा, just try. No, don't be sorry. It's fine, students. If you make mistakes, it's fine. My job is to point it out and you rectify. It's not a big mistake anyway. Don't be sorry, students. कोई भी accurate answer नहीं दे रहा है, and I so knew, I was afraid that nobody is going to give me an accurate answer. Prem, half answer. Sahil, half answer. Meet, almost correct answer. जो आपने बोला है ये पूछना हो गया, आप खुद से दे रहे हो आंसर. साहिल, योर सेकंड आंसर इज करेक्ट, वेरी गुड. ट्रायंगल अल्फा में इंडिया रॉन्ग. चेतन, थैंक यू फॉर रिस्पॉन्डिंग बट नो. क्या चेतन, क्या आंसर दे रहे हो? कोई बात नहीं, चलो, ये टेकन एफर्ट, यू हैव टू रिवाइज अच्छे से बात करके, प्लान करके. नो, इट्स नॉट इवन करेक्शन. द करेक्ट आंसर इज नेगेटिव. आई से अगेन. ओके. Okay. I'll give you an example. I'll give you an information, and Prem, you give me a wrong read back. Everybody focus. So, Victor Tango Papa Romeo Mike in Victor's control. Time now 1015. Okay, तो RCF हो गया. RCF हो गया. 5 seconds से ज़्यादा आपको नहीं शांत रहना है, students. Victor Tango Papa Romeo Mike in Victor's control. How do you read?
Read you 5. Tango Papa Romeo Mike. How do you read?
Read you 5. Time now 1016 in Victor's control.
Time now 1020. Victor Tango Papa Romeo Mike.
Negative, I say again. Time now 1016 in Victor's control.
Roger. Victor
Give a
Tango.
read back. Correct read back. No, Roger.
Time now 1016. This is Victor Tango Papa Romeo Mike.
Don't say this is Victor Tango Papa Romeo Mike. Good. So you saw the example, students. How? Be very careful. They can easily ask you these questions as fill in the blanks as well. Students giving me negative, say again. It could be me asking something, somebody asking me for confirmation. I say negative, say again. Negative, I say again becomes the whole difference here. Meet, is it clear? Chetan, is it clear? Priyam, you were saying correction. Now you know the question in picture and the expected answer in picture.
Yes.
Affirm, you mean. ये तुम्हारी सॉफ्ट स्किल डेवलप नहीं होगी तो चांसेस डिफिकल्ट रहेंगे एग्जाम क्लियर करने के, इवन आफ्टर रटोफाइंग ऑल पेपर, स्टूडेंट्स. तो कम से कम फ्लुएंसी डेवलप कर लो, उसके बाद रिपीटेड पेपर्स आ रहे हैं, सो नोबडी विल बी एबल टू शेक ऑफ ऑल्सो, in case you want to go that way only. Generally, I'm saying be smart. You have time, develop fluency, as in stop making these errors by saying things that are not required to be said in RT. बस ध्यान रखो इसका, शॉर्टकट में आपकी पढ़ाई इन पेप हो जाएगी. शॉर्टकट एंड क्विक टाइम में. ओके. How will an aircraft terminate its read back? Third question. You can give me verbal answer to this. By what or how does an aircraft terminate its read back?
By saying his own call sign, Victor Tango Juliet Total Alpha.
Mm-hmm. Meet, Surya, what do you think?
Sir, I think we just give a read back and then end with our call sign.
So the correct answer, you think? Can you try and make an effort to give an answer based upon your knowledge? Your knowledge is correct. Just make it sound like it's an answer.
Sir, it will be when we give a read back and end with our call sign.
So how does an aircraft terminate its readback? It terminates its readback with the call sign.
Right. Affirm.
Good job, everyone. Good job, Sahil. Students, I'm facing insomnia since a few days, so don't mind. I'm not able to keep my eyes open or get any sleep. It's a very difficult phase to be in. So in case anybody is judging, अरे सर तो नींद में क्लास ले रहे हैं, it's not like that. I wish I had sleep. नींद आ रही होती मैं बोलता चलो आप लोग पढ़ो मैं थोड़ा आराम कर रहा हूँ. Good. What do you mean by an overriding instruction? What do you think is the meaning of overriding instruction? Anyone? Come on, quick. We are going to wrap up the session now in 15 minutes or less.
So that means rejecting or canceling instruction.
No, but good effort. साहिल नॉट फॉलोइंग मतलब आप नहीं फॉलो कर रहे हो या आप आंसर दे रहे हो?
I mean that overriding the instruction would be not following the instruction.
No. Inputs from everyone.
So not given read back for that particular uh, instruction.
No.
Sir, it can be doing something which is not required.
No. Overriding instruction means an ATC gives you a clearance and then gives you another clearance which overrides the earlier clearance. It means they will and only they will have the authority to override their own clearance. Override as in by law, all instructions and clearances have to be followed the way they have been cleared to you. Unless there's RCF and safety issues, you will not be deviating from such. But ATC can give you overriding instructions. So if you can comply, then please comply. For example, let's say Victor Tango Mike Echo Tango, Invictus Control, stop descent at flight level 200. So we have asked you to stop descending and maintain flight level 200. So what will be a reply? How will you?
Control, Victor Tango Mike Echo Tango will stop descent at flight level 220.
Negative, I say again. Stop descent at flight level 200. Invictus Control.
Will stop descent at flight level 200, Victor Tango Mike Echo Tango.
Here, what we could do is we could also mention which flight level we are passing or are at. So we can say we'll stop descent at flight level 200 or we'll stop descent at flight level 200, passing flight level 350 for flight level 200. Otherwise, if you think you've already reached 200, then you say stopping descent flight level 200, Victor Tango Mike Echo Tango. So please focus on this. This is where you get proper points or extra points or marks in the exam. Will stop descent means you have not yet reached there. So specify what flight levels you are passing. You can say passing this for that or leaving this for that. Very important. Means otherwise your call would be incomplete. Are you
Got it.
following?
Yes, sir. Affirm.
Now, what would be the overriding instruction on this? Everybody focus. I'll say Victor Tango Mike Echo Tango in Victor's control. Continue climb or Victor Tango Mike Echo Tango in Victor's control. Climb to flight level 250 or correction, climb to flight level 260. Now this is overriding. I asked you to descend, and if the assumption was that you have come and stopped the descent at 200, after that I'll I can give you an overriding instruction to come and climb again. So that is overriding. So then if I'm changing whatever slots I'm giving you for route or for altitude, then I'll use the word recleared. So it'll go like this. Victor Tango, Mike Echo Tango, in Victor's control, continue climb to flight level 300. Now this is overriding instruction. Earlier I asked him or her to come down. Now I'm asking them to go back up. Please give me a reply.
In Victor's control, Victor Tango Mike Echo Tango, leaving flight level 200 for flight level 300.
Very good. Here, understand because it's the first call you're using W1, W2 again and again, you can simply start with your readback also. You're doing good, but if it's a consecutive conversation, then you can only start with this readback like leaving flight level 200 for flight level 300, Victor Tango, Mike Echo Tango. That way also. If it's consecutive, don't always start using W1, W2 in each call. It will irritate people in the exam. Where it's not supposed to be used, we don't use. We be mindful about it. Just a point I'm putting, not that he's done anything wrong. He did it right. But my expectation was such. Because for me, it's a continuing call. Coming back, you can also use climbing or descending in your words. You can say climbing to flight level 300 also. Generally, we don't use these, but you can use these, is what I'm asking you to understand. Descending to flight level 200, leaving flight level 330 for 2000, correction 200, or climbing to flight level 300, leaving flight level 200 for flight level 300. This becomes super duper hit when it comes to exercising RT in the examination, a combination of both. The more crystal clear is a conversation, will make the understanding of the other person much more easier. It means your job communicating in RT has been done in a really very good manner. That's why I'm pushing people to not use just one word or two word, but try and explain in a very good way. And then I will say Victor Tango, Mike Echo Tango, and Victor's control, because there's some time spent. If not, whatever, however we're going about the conversation with call signs or not, in Victor Tango, Mike Echo Tango, re-clear to flight level 300. So your reply?
Clear to flight level 300 Victor Tango Mike Echo Tango.
Wrong. I said re-cleared. So you will also say re-cleared. The word re-cleared should be used. It's an overriding instruction. Earlier you're on a lower flight level. Ideally you're supposed to just go down and down once you start your descent. So here they are making you come down, make you go up. This becomes an overriding decision here. It's not always like this that climb ke baad descent, descent ke baad climb, but it can happen. Focus, if it's re-cleared, then we say re-cleared students. Students, are we following? Meet, can you give me the correct reply?
Re-cleared to flight level 300 Victor Tango Mike Echo Tango.
Simple. These are not, I'm not judging anyone. If you think, अरे sir, मेरे को पता था मैं तो ऐसे बोल दिया, so it's still good. It's our job to do it. So you also focus on this instead of students denying something. Just saying, human error कहीं पे भी click हो सकता है. Also, one more thing you need to understand that your climb and descent, rate of climb and rate of descent is measured feet per minute. Always use ROD and ROC based values when you're reporting with units, that is FPM, that is feet per minute. Okay. And you might be asked to reduce or increase your feet per minute. So the word expedite or expediting can be used. Like Victor Tango, Mike Echo Tango, expedite climb to flight level 300. So the ideal reply would be expediting climb to flight level 300, Victor Tango, Mike Echo Tango. Or if the question says show your inability to comply, then you can say unable to expedite due aircraft heavy. So unable to expedite climb to flight level 300 due aircraft heavy. Victor Tango, Mike Echo Tango. So you can use the word unable also to show that you cannot comply due reasons that you cannot do anything with. Are we following, students?
Affirm, sir.
Sometimes you'll
Affirm, sir.
also be asked to expedite uh, up to a point you're clear of reciprocal traffic, and then you can go back to your normal rate of descent or climbs. So keep in mind, these are soft skills. If a language is clear and if you know these words along with the standard words and phrases, then just be logically aware that you are the PIC, okay, and take decisions accordingly. So, students appearing in Delhi, once again, mention your time and date of the examination now in real time over our study chat. And students who are going to give exam in the next session, Mumbai, you will mention, sir, I'll be going for Mumbai. So I'm hoping that seven of us as students, including me, we are eight. So Nukul, expecting a message, Meet, expecting dates. Victor Tango Alpha Lima India, I'm expecting message for Mumbai. Victor Tango Juliet Alpha Hotel, I think expecting message from Mumbai. Victor Tango Papa Romeo Mike, expecting dates. Victor Tango Charlie Tango Echo, expecting your desired plan, when and what for RT. If it's Mumbai, then let me know. In case you have applied for Delhi, then let me know. And Victor Tango Sierra Delta India, I don't know why you are late. Do let me know why you are late and how much you missed out from the session. Along with that, please let me know your dates. If I'm there as your teacher in RT and if you're going for the exams without having even tried to do your final prep with me from your end, then it's not the right strategy to go about it. If you try and still we cannot do it, it's fine. At least you tried to schedule, no matter how busy you are. Okay, students?
Sir.
Chalo. All the best. Do well. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Um, live exam, in-class exams we'll do tomorrow onwards. So stand by for schedule. Please message me your dates. Students appearing from Mumbai, would you like to join other students' class? If yes, do let me know. Um, right now, the invite is very limited. So you might be called, might not be called, but do let me know if you're interested. So I'll update you whether you'll be invited or not. In case not in Zoom, and if we are uploading live on YouTube for some reason, then at least I'll inform you, give you the link, and you can watch it on YouTube. Then I won't mind. You can do that if we are just limited people in the Zoom session. One way or the other, those sessions will be really helpful, and we can understand a lot if we are really interested. Okay, so that's the whole plan. Everyone who's ready for their mocks, first we'll be doing Delhi students. So Sahil, आपका आपके जाने से पहले एंड इनके होने के बाद करने वाले हैं. होपफुली ये वीक में हो जाना चाहिए. सो करना ही है. सो आप फुल प्रूफ रेडी रहो जो आप ऑलरेडी रेडी हो. आज के सेशन के हिसाब से स्टूडेंट्स लग रहा है होमवर्क दिया है वो पूरा करो एंड प्रेपरेशन शुड बी एनहांस्ड. ओके, सो प्लीज़ फॉलो दैट एंड कीप मी पोस्टेड विथ योर प्रोग्रेस. आप नैव करो, टैग करो, कुछ भी करो, मत करो, सब करना है. एक पायलट सारी चीज़ों को लेके प्लेन उड़ाते हैं, एवरी डे, एवरी आवर, एवरी मिनट. आपके पास तो बहुत समय है सारी चीज़ें करने के लिए. सो डोंट बी ओवरवेल्म्ड, जस्ट बिलीव दैट यू कैन डू इट and give equal importance to each. As RT exams approach, you give more importance on priority first to RT and get done with it. And then if you have spare time, you can get back to your other subjects. Okay, students? So from today, our active prep with me has begun for your exams. We have to get it done. It is possible. You follow the training and do the needful, understand, you'll get your results. If you have struggled to get them, what were the reasons? Point them down, share it across. We'll work on them as well. All right? Okay, students, I'll take your leave. Enjoy your time, enjoy your learning, and yeah, let me know if something bothers you in real time. 6 महीने बाद नहीं बोलना, क्या ही कर पाएंगे 6 महीने बाद. जो भी है टाइम पे बता दो एंड विल फिक्स इट. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, चलें फिर. टेक केयर एवरीवन. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye bye.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
sir.
sir.
Bye-bye.